Hi, I'm Betsy Foldis-Myman. I'm the producer of Connectopod. When my partner Andrea Lopez signed us up for a booth at the Dia de los Muertos festival in Canoga Park on November 7th, I have to admit, I wasn't into it. We have so much work right now, finishing up with our series Changing the Narrative, Unhoused Youth, and prepping for our next season of CTN starting in January with the International Rescue Committee. But, as usual, Andrea was right. It was a wonderful day, full of color and life and sounds, and it seemed so foreign and so celebrational after this past year and a half of just remote half-life, where we're all stuck in front of our screens and cut off from one another. Dia de los Muertos celebrates death as a rebirth, grief as an acknowledgement of love. An ofrenda is an altar set up to honor and remember the dead. People place items upon it that their loved ones loved in life, and photos and memories of them. We wanted to honor that with our booth, so we set up an audio ofrenda to record memories and tributes of loved ones, of anybody that was passing by and wanted to share. Many people were too shy to record, but they were eager to share memories, and we heard their stories of sadness of passing and the redemption of joy in memory. In sharing stories, you feel the power of the people we love to influence us, to inspire us, to support us in our need, and celebrate what in ourselves they saw and loved. In a way, we become living, breathing ofrendas. Here then is Connectopod's audio ofrenda.
My name is Carlos Fernandez. I am from Mexico. Specifically, I am from Mexicali, which is in the northern part of Mexico. The person I'm honoring would be my father, Héctor Manuel Fernandez Gardea. We moved here when I was 7 years old. He passed away when I was 10 years old. One of my most vivid memories from when I was a child, my dad taught at a high school, equivalent of a high school. My mom taught at an elementary school, so because they were both teachers, they had summers off. So in the summer, we would leave for 2.5 months. And my dad retrofitted a 70-something Suburban with a queen bed in the back, and he retrofitted the engine so that it would run with natural gas. Had 2 tanks of natural gas, and we could go for about 36 hours without stopping for gas. We would go start traveling up and down Mexico, and one of the things that we loved to do was go storm chasing. We would see lightning, go travel into the mountains and around the mountains, seeing these little towns, following the thunder and the echoing thunder. I remember this one time we had stopped for the night, and we could see the storm clouds in the horizon. And my dad picked me up, and he used to call me Chaparro, which means shorty. Apparently I was really short when I was little. And my dad picked me up, and he's like, Chaparro, vente, vamos a ver. He's like, come on, I'm going to show you something. I want to show you something. And he picks me up in his arms, and he goes, you see that over there? You see the lightning? And he's showing me the lightning. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing the lightning off in the distance. And like a wave, I just see it running towards me. And the thunder shook so loud. I mean, it still gives me goosebumps thinking about that. It shook me to the bone, but it didn't scare me. It did not scare me. It was wonderful. It was just amazing. Just the entire sky as far as I could see. And we were on top of a mountain, so I could see a good, 2-3 miles in all directions. And just lit up, and I could see shadows in the ground, and I could see animals that were walking around. It lit up for like a fraction of a second, and it just left me in my little 3-4-year-old self. It just left me in awe. I wasn't scared, I was in awe, and it's just so beautiful watching that. And my dad just shook me and goes, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. He goes, that was lightning. And he told me what lightning was. And it wasn't until much later, after my dad had passed away, that I was in high school and I got interested in physics, that I learned how much energy is in a little lightning board. And I think back to that day and how the lightning took over the entire sky and lit it up like it was daytime for that fraction of a second, and it just leaves me in even more awe that nature can create that much power. When we travel, my wife and I and my son, we don't fly. I'm okay with flying. I've flown before. But the experience of going, hey, there's a road there. Let's take it and see where it leads us. And we take it and we discover things and we find things. And I show my son things and I'm teaching him just like my dad taught me. And I'm hoping that that like I remember all those things, I'm hoping that when I am not here, he remembers those things. And he remembers that, you know, the legacy that his grandfather left for him, you know, and, you know, he never got to meet it, and I really, really wish he had. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anthony Robertson. I am from Simi Valley, California, and somebody I would like to remember is my great-grandmother, Helen Binyaga, also out of Simi Valley. She died in 2015, and you know, I lived with her for a while. She was a big part of my life, and I'd like to, you know, honor her. And I have one of the memories I have with her is, you know, she always used to sit down on the couch and watch her novelas, and always, you know, she was a big family person and never really judged anybody. You know, whatever you believed in or whatever you liked, she would support you all the way. And she was just an important person that I lost in my life. So I'd like to honor her and remember her today.
It feels so peaceful and so awesome, so great, you know. So I'm excited. Hi, well, my name is Joanna, and I am Salvadorian. And I would love to honor my parents. I lost them a month apart this year, and so the most awesome memory is, you know, my mom always in the kitchen cooking her famous pollo guisado or panes con pollo. And my father always running outside with his grandkids and buying paletas from the paletero man every time they wanted some. So I miss them, but today, this holiday, I want to honor their life. They had a huge purpose and they fulfilled it, and having such a huge heart for others and serving others, and just what they taught me was to be sensitive to our neighbor and to help when there's need, and when I can do it, to step in. So thank you.
My name is Michelle Lopez. I'm from Simi Valley, and I really, really miss my cat Pancake. Well, one time there was this baby cat, and Pancake kept meowing and going everywhere, so I decided to follow him, and he led me to a baby cat. And then that's when me and Nani, or my grandma, saw it, and then we decided to take it in, and we showed my sister Guigan and Gatsali. And I miss Pancake.
I'm JJ from Sherman Oaks. JJ Mattis from Sherman Oaks. I want to share my memory of my mom, who just passed away 52 weeks ago now. And I know I'm not the only daughter that's ever lost a mom. I know I'm not the only person on the planet that's lost someone, but this is life-changing. I still feel the hole in my heart and my body, and every day I think I can call her and I can't. I miss her every day. And I know that there's worse out there in the world, because that's what people try to tell me, oh, this is survivable, and there's so many worse things going on in the world, and I know that, but this is my world. And I miss her, and I wish I could talk to her one more time. And I wish that the medical field would honor their promises. When you say you're going to get a scan after each round of chemo, they should have done that, because I would have taken her off in the first round, and I would have put her fingers and her toes in the sand. Instead, her last 100 days were in the hospital. And it's not about me, but I am so traumatized. I miss my mom. Yeah, I could tell you a happy memory. I could tell you that we laughed a lot. We went shopping a lot. We had fun a lot. We talked about things that I would never talk to anybody about. And she was the most positive, most uplifting. She was one of those women who, no matter what you said to her that could be that horrible, she'd go, It happens for a reason. It's gonna be better. It's gonna get better no matter how down I got. She'd always make me think that it's gonna get better. Now I don't have anyone to tell me it's gonna get better. But today my brother brought me out here because I don't really do very much right now. And I'm glad because my mom used to do this every year. So thank you.
Declan, and I live in Canoga, and a person who passed away was Emma, my cousin. She was a baby and she passed away because she was sleeping and there was blankets and she laid on her belly and we don't know how she got dead. It was sad. She looked adorable.
My name is Luis Ramon Soler Jr. My family is originally from Dominican Republic, República Dominicana. I'm sending a special memories of the beloved ones I've lost. Is my beloved mother, Nuris de Leon Ruiz, my beloved uncle, Nelson de Leon, and my beautiful grandmother, Mercedes Meren. And I just want to send them a beautiful, loving hug and kiss and let them know that their son, grandson, and nephew is doing fine. I found Christ, and I'm on a beautiful path now. The memories I have of my uncle was when I was real young. I was, I guess, too young to really know how to brush my teeth, and he had like a gambling shack where the people could play pool and everything, and I was there one time, and he said, "Vente," and I said, "What?" He said, "Come here, limpia tus dientes," and that's where I learned what AIM was, red toothpaste, because in our house, we only had white. And when I said, "What is it?" He said, "Limpia tus dientes," and that's one of the fond memories I have of my uncle, telling me to clean my teeth because I was eating and I didn't clean my teeth. Of my grandmother, she took me in when I got out of being incarcerated for a little while, and she let me stay with her, and she let me know that, you know, everybody makes mistakes, but you don't have to live in them. You don't have to. You don't have to live. You don't have to be or live in that mistake. A mistake is exactly what it is, a mistake. It was a bad choice. It does not mean that I have to live in that choice for the rest of my life. So that's one of the fondest memories I have of my grandmother, living with her. And then my mother, there's a whole bunch, but I remember always drinking, waking up in the morning, and I would sit with her and we would drink Bustelo coffee and with sugar and cream and have some toast, and she would talk to me. And another one is because I was lost in the world for a lot of years, being involved with drugs and crime. And she would always call me and she says, "Mijo, I don't care what you do. That's not my son. That's just you being in the world." She said, "I'm going to love you no matter what you do." You know what I mean? And that's... I can't even talk. It says to look up and you won't cry. That's one of the fondest memories I have of my mom, because no matter what I did in the world, when I was bad, good, she always said, "I love you the same because you're my son. And you're going to find your way eventually," and I have. So it's a blessing, you know. Thank you so much for letting me share this with you.
I am Sally Lopez, and I am from Simi Valley, and I have someone that I loved really much, but she passed away. But I don't know how. So my grandma had a mom named Grandma Linda, and she passed away a long time ago, and I really loved her. Even her and my Grandma Linda and my grandma used to take me to a park and where you have sticks and you color and it changed rainbow colors. And then a few days later, I was gonna ask her and Grandma to take me there again, but until my Grandma Linda was dead and my grandma was crying and we went to her funeral and it was so sad. I really missed her, and that same day was the same day we were going to go to the place again, and that was so sad.
My name is Andrea Lopez, and I live in Simi Valley, and I recently lost my grandmother last year, my Grandma Linda. I miss her very, very much. She actually lived, I want to say, maybe 25 years longer than my grandpa, who was her husband. So I was only maybe 11 or 12 when my grandpa Rudy passed away. And I think about him all the time, and I miss him very much. And I often think about what a long life my Grandma Linda lived after her husband passed away, and kind of just that having to move on and how life goes on, and she had to kind of carry on and just keep going. And isn't that true of so many of us, you know? So when my grandma passed away, I thought of all of the stories that she probably had to tell my grandpa when she got to see him again. Kind of all of the things that had happened after he passed away, and what she had to bring him up to date on. And I don't know, it must have been kind of interesting, right? To spend an extra 25 years on Earth, longer than your spouse. I don't know.
Hello, my name is Alani. I am 9. I have a shared memory that my friend, she was just 5 years old. She had a brain tumor and we lost her, and it was really hard, and we were raising fundraisers and stuff, and she just turned 7 a couple days ago, so it's really sad. And it's just thought of losing somebody you love so much. It's really hard. Her name was Eliana. She was a very sweet, kind, and loving girl. Now she's in a better place called heaven.
My name is Betsy Foldis-Myman, and I have 2 memories. I'm from Reseda, by the way. So my mom, who passed away last year, was really, really wonderful. My mom's name was Elfrida Foldis. And when I was growing up, my birthday is December 22nd, so that was always the last day of school before Christmas vacation, and we always had a Christmas concert, and I was in chorus. And every year on my birthday, I would wake up to a new outfit that she had sewn me. And I would have something new and fabulous to wear for my Christmas concert. And I don't know, she was pretty awesome. And then my dad, Joe Foldis, he was so cool, but he really believed in like that you could do things like psychic powers, right? And so we had 6 kids in my family, and we used to go on picnic to this one place, and there was a big cliff with rocks, and we would sit there in silence at our picnic, all trying to move the rocks with our mind, trying to make the rocks fall off the cliff. No, it never happened, but it was pretty fun believing that we could do it. They were both very kind, and I'm thankful for their legacy. A special shout out to JJ, who caught me off guard remembering her mom. I also lost my mom last year, and we shared a good cry. It was also great to see some of our partners doing their thing out there. The Great 1-8ers, the Unite Cultural Center, CSUN Strength United, and the Canoga Park branch of the LA Public Library. A thank you to Canoga Park Neighborhood Council, Councilmember Bob Blumenfeld, Canoga Park West Hills Chamber of Commerce, the Canoga Park Improvement Association, and the Valley Cultural Foundation for organizing the event. And thank you for listening. I hope that listening to other people think about their loved ones did what it did for us, which was made us think of our loved ones. We are all connected. Until next time.